Yo, it is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I believe today is Tuesday. My name is Antoine. And you may know that by the fact that it probably says Antoine somewhere up here. But we are going to talk about some marketing stuff today that will hopefully help you get some perspective on your marketing. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, we all need sales. We all need to make money. Let me take this off. I got my thing. We all need to make money. We all need to like if you have a business, you definitely feel like it can be a struggle sometimes. But the key to every business is increasing sales. The unfortunate thing is for a lot of people, when you start your businesses, no matter what it is, oftentimes you may not be a salesperson. You may be a creative, you may be a content provider, but being a salesperson is not necessarily what you are, and that can create some unique struggles. For me, I started my career in sales. One of my first actual jobs in college was sales. I was actually doing some phone related stuff for my college, trying to get money from alumni to help support the school. Imagine how crazy that was to have to call alumni that probably didn't have no money and be like, yo, the school needs money. We would love your support. And the amount of rejection that might have happened or did happen from that. Oftentimes objections are very consistent. People tend to have objections for sometimes the same reasons. So the story of me in college working for the alumni department or something, and I was outbound calls to alumni, and the calls would go something like this: hey, this is what's going on at the school, this is what's happening, we wanted to know if you would be willing to donate. And some people would be like, well, no, I don't want to donate. And then from there we would have to kind of overcome the objection. So sometimes when people say no, it is not necessarily it's not necessarily a no. Sometimes it's just an objection. So what we're going to talk about today is the objections that you may be having to your sales. But most importantly, we're going to go through a couple of steps of how to increase your sales over the next 30 days. If you're an entrepreneur, definitely share this. I'm going to give some tidbits that hopefully you know, but if you don't know it, it's perfectly fine because you're going to learn today. And I'm going to see if I have some water. I don't think I have any water in here. I have just a little bit. All right, so the first key to increasing your sales over the next 30 days, and this is the thing, it's a over the next 30 days process. So some of the stuff that you hear today, you won't be able to implement today. You will have to think through it and make some determinations on what you're capable of doing so that you can increase sales. Because at the end of the day, we all need money. Your business needs money. Your business needs to be thriving. And if you're going to hang out with me, let me know that you're here. Drop your name, drop a comment, drop an emoji, say something. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is in increasing your sales in 30 days is to first determine what exactly you're offering. So the challenge that many of us face is that we're offering so many things. You're trying to offer 15 different things. People are getting confused. There's no clarity. There's no direction. So first thing is like, what am I offering? And with that, what am I offering? It's like you have to determine what the cost is going to be. You have to determine if it's the right thing to be selling at this place or at this time. You also have to figure out if the audience that you're trying to get will like this. So first, you have to determine what you are going to offer. So to increase your sales over the next 30 days, you're like, okay, I want to offer, let's say, pencils. Over the next 30 days, I want to sell 1,000 pencils. Now, pencils have very particular uses. You write, you erase. They're necessary for people that are really into taking notes. Then I also have to determine, well, with this offer, how much am I going to offer this for? So there's the part that's what am I offering, and maybe even why am I offering it? Why this item? Why this item right now? So with whatever you're selling, you have to think like, well, is this the right time to offer this? Do I know what I'm offering? Do I know why I'm offering this? So here's a pencil. So now the thing is, if you wanted to sell pencils, you know that maybe right now it's the school season and people are going to need pencils. They also will not only need pencils, but when they buy a pencil, they may need a pencil sharpener. They may need an eraser. They may need a pencil bag. So you could do something where you say, well, over the next 30 days, and we're talking about how to increase your sales over the next 30 days. So you determine what you're going to offer. And then with that offer, you also have things that you can add on that may be necessary. So, like when you go to certain fast food restaurants, they normally have an additional offer. We call it an upsell, but for today, I'm just going to say an additional offer. And the reason to that you need this in your 30 days, you say, well, I have my initial offer. But so to increase my sales, I can offer this, and I'm going to say, hey, for a limited time, I'm offering a pack of 10 pencils for $1.50, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to the right audience, $1.50 for 10 pencils is really great. But then from there, you say, well, I don't want to just make $1.50. I need to make more money. I need to increase my sales. So what you say is, well, everybody that needs a pencil will need a pencil sharpener because at some point this pencil is going to break. Right now, it's perfectly fine, but if I write too hard or something, it will break. The erasers in schools, these erasers go so fast. So the additional thing is saying, well, I have the pencil sharpener. Now I need to make sure that an eraser is also an option. So now I get the people in with my initial offer that says, hey, I'm selling 10 pencils for $1.50. And once they get to that, I'm going to say, well, I need to offer them a pencil sharpener, a eraser, and maybe a pencil. So when that happens, it gives you an opportunity to push through and make more on this particular item. The next thing is creating the process. So creating the process works like this. Well, yes, I have a pencil, but what are the steps that they're going to take to get the pencil? They're going to go to get the pencil, or they're going to see an ad for the pencil. They're going to see a post for the pencil. They're going to see me mention the pencil. And then what happens next? So when you create your process, you're saying, well, what's happening each step of the way so that it gets delivered? And when you do this, there should be also clarity on the consumer of what they're going to do to get where they're going. Um, to get where they're going. Sorry for the distraction. To get where they're going. So you're going to say, well, I'm going to take them to here. I'm going to tell them about what I'm offering. I'm going to make sure that they understand what it is, why it works, why they need it, and then there it's going to go to a delivery company and it's going to be shipped to them. And there's clarity throughout the entire process. So you have what you're offering. Then from there, you say, what's the process? How am I going to get people from step 1 to step 2 to step 3? And how can I communicate throughout the entire process? So you have to have a delivery process if you want to improve that, because sometimes you're not making the profits that you want to make because your process is ineffective. When you improve your process, you will improve or increase your profits. So you say, this is what I'm offering. And you got to fight through it. You got to be able to communicate its value, its purpose. So the next thing is you have to determine who you are talking to. So everybody has an audience. Every product has an audience that is most effective for the service or product that's being provided. Now, Just because just because everybody can use a pencil doesn't mean that everybody will buy a pencil. Just because everybody can use a pencil does not mean that everybody will buy a pencil. Some people may say, I don't like pencils, I prefer pens. Some people say, I don't even write, I use my notes in my phone. So the audience has to be the most likely people to use this. So what we're saying is, hey, over the next 30 days, how can I increase my sales? The first thought, again, is determine what you're going to offer. I'm going to offer this pencil or a certain amount of pencils for a certain amount of price with some upsells. Then I'm going to have a process that says what is the easiest way for them to get through this so that they don't feel lost, they don't feel confused, because sometimes people aren't purchasing just because the process is confusing. If you're trying to sell stuff and trying to make money and the process is confusing, you will not make as much as you could potentially make. Now, you may make some sales, but the problem is if the process is confusing, if it's disorienting to where they're like, well, okay, am I supposed to click here? Am I supposed to go here? What am I supposed to do? Then you'll find yourself with lower sales. So we had determine what you're going to offer. I'm going to offer pencils. I'm going to have my process that says I'm going to show a post with this great deal or this discount, and really push up the value of this particular pen, why it works and what it comes with. And then I'm going to determine who is most likely to buy the pencil. I'm not going to try to sell the pencil to everybody because only certain people will use the pencils, will buy the pencils, and will need the pencils. And earlier I mentioned, the upsells of saying, well, I bought a pencil, or I'm going to sell a pencil. I'm going to also offer a pencil sharpener. I'm going to offer an additional eraser, either a clip-on eraser or the little rectangular erasers. And then I'm going to maybe offer a bag. So maybe I say, hey, I'm doing 10 pencils for $1.50, but then I want to make $15 off of the accessories. So at that point, I can increase my numbers by doing that. So again, we're talking about increase your sales in the next 30 days. We're walking through the ideology, the mental mindset to be able to get to this point. Again, determine what you're offering, understand what you're offering, understand the features and benefits of what you're offering, understand how your process is going to go, and make sure your process is sleek, because if your process isn't sleek, you'll have people not purchasing. They're not going through the entire process. All right. Then we talked about knowing who your audience is and what they need. So your audience is not everybody. You may have to narrow your audience down a little bit so that you can talk to them specifically, because people that need pencils may not be the same people that need pens, and may not be the same people that use virtual or digital notepads. So we have to say, well, who is my audience? What do they need? Why do they need it? And what do I need to say to convince them that this one is the right one for them at the right price? Now, the next thought is to communicate with your audience and build trust. Now, it's one thing for me to say, well, I have these pencils for sale, but it's like now, well, everybody has pencils for sale. Why should I trust that you're going to deliver on your guarantee that you're going to get me a pencil? I don't even know you. Sometimes we are trying to sell to our audience and they don't trust us yet. We're just another person selling a t-shirt. We're just another person selling this course. We're just another person. So people buy into you before they buy into the product. And my camera is backwards, so every time I move this, it's the opposite way of what I'm seeing. Anywho, so you have to build trust and communicate with your audience. Your audience has unique needs. They have unique desires, and you have to be able to connect to those desires. The people that need pencils, maybe they're like, well, I want a number 2 pencil, or no, I want something softer. They may need to hear very specific, particular things from you to make the purchase. If they're not hearing what they need to trigger that, they will not purchase. So there's a thing, it's in a different topic, but it's things called accelerators and decelerators. Accelerators are things that push people to do something. Decelerators are things that make people back off. So if you're selling a pencil and then I'm saying something like, lifetime warranty, and you wouldn't get a lifetime warranty on a pencil. But let's say I say that may be an accelerator for somebody because they're like, okay, I know I can buy this today and it's going to last this amount of time, and the customer service is going to be great. What are the accelerators for your people to purchase? Let's say you're selling bottled water. The accelerator may be here's a bottle of water. Let's see. An accelerator for your bottled water may be purified water. You may want purified water. Another accelerator for you may be the water is whatever. I don't know what happens in water. I just know I drink water, but you get the point. When in the water, there are certain things that when you buy a thing of water, you're like, this is a key to me. This is why I chose Smart Water over Deja Blue. This is why I chose Core over this, because there was something that accelerated my purchase. Again, I'm talking about increasing your sales over the next 30 days. If you follow this line of thinking and are able to build these things out, you can get people to buy. So again, I have one more point, but let's review. You determine what you're offering. I'm going to offer 10 pencils for $1.50. I'm going to have some upsells that help me to increase my revenue for this sale. I'm going to make sure that my process is very simple, that so people can walk through the process without feeling confused, without feeling lost, without feeling disoriented because my website is doing crazy stuff, or because the checkout button didn't work, or because it wasn't secured. I'm going to make sure that everything looks right so that I can build trust. The next thing is we have to determine the audience who actually will use pencils and are willing to buy it. What is their need? What is their desire? What matters to them? Do they need a design pencil with their name on it versus just a basic pencil? Do they want the pencils to come pre-sharpened, or do they want them to not be pre-sharpened? Would they buy it if the price was different? You have to figure out your audience and talk to them to understand what they need, because if you can't understand what they need, they will not purchase your product. The next thing is to communicate with the audience and build trust. Some of the ways that you can build trust is by being very present. In a relationship, you have to have trust. If you're trying to build a relationship with an audience that you're targeting, you have to build trust. You have to build this thought like, hey, these people are real. These people are legit. The reason that some people are doing incredibly well in sales and other people aren't, because you're not building that trust. When people spend their money, it's personal. It's something that they've earned. It's something that they worked for. So if they're going to buy your product, they need to know that it's going to come on time. They need to have some type of seal of approval that says, when I purchase this online, it's going to be what they said it's going to be. How many of you have ever purchased something online and when you got it, you were like, wait, this isn't right? Maybe you've purchased something from, what's that app, that Wish app. You've purchased something from Wish and you're like, man, this was supposed to be one thing, but it wasn't. So that's why you have to communicate, build trust, show proof. A lot of times we don't trust until we have the proof that we need. All right. So the last thing is value. Oftentimes we're not creating enough value. Some of the things that you offer, people can't experience until they buy. So if they can't experience how smooth this pencil writes or how strong the lead is, they can't experience that online. So you have to show some proof. Maybe I have to write some letters. I have to show them the pencil. I have to show them the pack. If I'm selling 10 of them for $1.50, I need to show the pack of pencils that it really exists. Maybe I show some packing slips. People need proof. When they spend money, they need to know that they are spending it on something that's real, that's going to happen. Maybe building value is helping them to see other people use it, which is value, but it's also building trust. If your audience cannot trust you, they will not buy from you. If you do not know how to build value, people will not buy. So over the next 30 days, if you want to increase your sales, I would suggest following this process. There's more intricacies to it, but even if you start to get the foundation and just rethink how you communicate stuff, it will help. So in the next 30 days, you're going to determine what you're going to offer, how much you're going to offer it for, You're going to determine if you're going to have some upsells where if they buy the pencil, they get another one free, or if they buy the pencil, they can get three pencils or three erasers and one pencil sharpener for an additional $5. What are you offering? And is it clear to them? Again, creating the process, we have to make sure that people are going to go step by step and it's very clear. It's not cumbersome. It doesn't leave them lost. If you're leaving your potential buyer lost, they will not be a buyer. They will just be potential. Then you'll determine who your audience is and what they need. Figure out who's going to buy your product. Figure out how they speak, what they're concerned with, what matters to them, what they need from your product. And if you're there, let me know that you're there. I see some numbers popping in and out. Feel free to say hi or whatever, because I'm about to finish. The next thing was communicate with your audience and build trust. You spend some time with them. Trust happens over time. When people spend money, they want to spend money on things that they can believe or trust. Don't allow your online business, your course, your whatever to be the business that feels like the sleazy sales guy at the car lot. You have to make sure that you are selling honestly with honesty, truth. You have to have that moment where they can say, this is the people that I want to purchase from, or this is the product that I want to purchase because I believe in the people that are selling it, and I believe that they're going to come through on their promise. I recently, months ago, purchased something that looked really good. I purchased something online. I saw a lot of people commenting on the ad. I saw a bunch of shares. I purchased it, never got it. So because I purchased it and never got it, it definitely left a sour taste in my mind, in my mouth, about purchasing certain things. Now I'm even more cautious about what I purchase. Sometimes the people that you're trying to sell and people that are purchasing from you, that there has to be a synergy in that relationship, because if they don't know or if they aren't confident in the fact that they're going to get what you said, they will not buy. So you have to have proof, get pictures, get video, get testimonials, get reviews that are real, that are tangible, that are obvious, that they are not fake. And this is still the build trust part. And then add value. Know what they need, show the features and benefits. And sometimes you can even add value by creating urgency, but make it authentic urgency. And some people are commenting, and I sent, hey, Naya, I don't know how long ago you commented. And hey, Charity, hopefully y'all are doing well. So this was my conversation on increasing your sales in the next 30 days. It's possible. It's realistic. You can do it. You can do it. You just have to go through the process. Be intentional. Try not to overthink it. Some stuff may not work. Some stuff will not work as quick as you want it to be, but you have to build your process. And then when you build that process and communicate it consistently, you will build great relationships with your potential buyers. So before I get off, if anyone that's on has a question, I will stay on for about one more minute to see if there's any questions and respond as I can. So otherwise, while I'm waiting for you to send your questions, if you have questions, I also hope that everybody's having a great day. It is, I think it's Tuesday. For me, during the day, I teach, and in the evenings, I teach, and I do a lot of stuff. So this day has been quite busy for me. We have more students in person, so that's been a unique change, an interesting change to be able to manage online students as well as in-person students. So that's what that is. Well, I'm happy you enjoyed that charity. Naya, actually, never mind, Naya. What will be a great offer to get people to subscribe to a meal prep? Um, for meal prep, I think one of the biggest challenges with meal prep is that people can't taste it before the experience. So since they can't taste it before the experience, I would suggest, since I know that you already have customers, I would suggest reaching out to them to say, hey, you know what? I want more people to experience what you've experienced with our foods. Would you be willing to um, do a review of the food on video for A, B, and C? Then use those videos to create the offer, and then the offer will be like, "Hey, buy buy 5 meals, get this for free." Or like the offer, some people like the free shipping offer. Hey, spend $99, get shipping for free. Sometimes people like, you really have to A and B those ideas, because when you think of it, some people prefer to have $20 off, where other people prefer to have 20% off, depending on the situation. So how can you make an offer that's a authentic win for your consumer? So an authentic win may be, hey, get order a week of meals and get a salad free. Now, the thing about that is, with any of those offers, you still have to have the proof that the stuff is good. You have to have those testimonials and that conversation, because when other people say it's good, when people that have used you say it's good, other people will actually give it a chance. So at this point, it's like really reaching out to those people that you've worked with, and letting them know, hey, this is where we're at. This is what we're trying to pursue. And we would love to see this many new customers. Would you help us do this? And, leveraging the relationships that you have to increase that, create ambassadors, reach out to, we create unique offers to fitness professionals, reaching out to them on Instagram. Hey, notice that you are a fitness professional. Wanted to know if you were partnered with anyone that could provide food for your clients. If you refer a client to purchase with us, you will get this. Like, working those deals, building that stuff from the inside out. Because once you do that, you will see so many more people, and then that's something that we can definitely work on. Any other questions? Again, for you that are just coming in, we were talking about how to increase your sales in the next 30 days. I'll answer a couple of more questions as they come in. We talked about determining what you're going to offer. We talked about creating the process of how the offer will be delivered, like what's it going to look back like step by step, determining who your audience is and what they need, because if you're not delivering what they need, it can just be confusing. Communicate with the audience and build trust. How can you build trust for a brand that people don't know? And then building value, which is actually different. Charity says, I can put y'all's comments up here. I just added 6-inch junior cakes to my lineup, and sales are jumping off the page. Yeah, sometimes you have to do these smaller wins, especially when people can't taste it. So people don't want to take large risks sometimes. If you can do something small that gets them engaged, and then upsell them from there. So like I said earlier, if I'm selling 10 pencils for $1.50, that may be cool, but then I really know that I want to get them into some other things, so I upsell those things. So if you can get a small win that doesn't hurt your bottom line, but gets people to try the stuff, gets people to believe in it, you can make that win. So the junior cakes are pretty good, because it's also probably less expensive. It gives them an opportunity to try it if they're trying to be health conscious and watch their waistline. A smaller cake may be something that's appealing to them. You just have to really think through your audience, because all of them need uniquely different things. And then by being able to deliver on that, you can get that. So you just have to understand what the people want. And this is the thing. Unfortunately, even if you know that people need certain things, it's not your job as a business owner to force them to take what they need. You can communicate to them what they need, but give them an option of what they want. So sometimes people want to lose weight, but they need to work out, or they need to eat right. Now, they don't want to work out and they don't want to eat right, but they do want to lose the weight. So it's a matter of communicating in a way that tells them, this is what the end result is going to look like. and we're going to work through here. It will require some eating right. It will require this type of stuff. And you also have to hit their pain points. So Nair, if you're still here, hitting those pain points is saying, hey, you know, how would you feel if your blood pressure was in order, or how if your blood pressure was down, or was blood pressure was right? I don't know, whichever word I'm supposed to be using. At that point, you can start to communicate with them and help them to make a wise decision based on their end game. So yeah, that's what I got. I have a recorder here that I'm learning to play. Anywho, that's that. All right, so I am out of here. I hopefully you all enjoyed it. Feel free to hit me up if y'all have any other questions or concerns, and I will talk to y'all on the next edition of me talking in the middle of the day. All right, peace and love.